Hi, Bismo.
5, 4, 3, 2.
All right, it is 7:30 on this Thursday, October 16th. That means it's time to find out if you guys like it or not. I'm producer Chris, and what I like tonight is that producer Jim is back, and he is here to help me out and make my life so much easier. He's booing. I would hit the cheer button if I was still in front of those controls. So welcome back, Jim, and thank you so much for always having my back. Coming up, though, we're talking about playing matchmaker. We are talking about email boundaries and whether you need to set them or not. And we are talking about mixing wine and ice cream. And as always, I need to know what you guys think about it. So Jim, let's show them how to join the conversation. You see the graphic right there. We're streaming a lot of different ways to join the conversation. If you're watching our YouTube live stream, you can leave some comments in the chat. We'll check those coming up in just a little bit after our commercial break. If you're watching on our website or you're watching Fox Local on your phone, the mobile version of it, you want to join the Zoom room, I have a link in my Instagram story, my Instagram, Fox5 Producer Chris. That's also where we're live behind the scenes on TikTok. I'm waving hello to everyone right now, so they're just seeing my hand. Also over on Instagram, we have our broadcast channel. That's where we post some stories, get the comments going, and then we read them on the air a little later. Last but not least, if you're watching on the Fox Local app, if you're watching on your connected TV and you want to make it a two-screen experience, all you got to do is grab your phone, scan the QR code, either one of them, and you can join the Lion Zoom room. You can join the conversation. All we ask is that you have your camera on, your mic's off, and then we'll bring you in. Jim's back, so he'll do a much better job of it, and hopefully you won't have to wait in the waiting room for as long as you did when I was at the helm. In the meantime, I'll check in with all my virtual co-hosts here in just a second in the Lion Zoom room. We're still standing by for our in-studio guest tonight. It is Lois Cook, professional football player and content creator. Cleats and Stilettos, you know her as. She just did the 7 o'clock. She did the 2 o'clock earlier today, and she'll join us right here live in just a minute. In the meantime, though, we are going to dive right into our top story tonight, and we are talking about freak matching. Matching my freak. Because apparently it's a top priority for Zoomers looking for love. Matching my freak. I'm going to say it as many times as possible. If you don't know, freak matching is not about presenting the polished, curated version of yourself. It's about finding someone who truly gets your version of weird. What makes you unique? What makes you weird? That could mean unusual habits, strange hobbies, niche obsessions, and you want someone who is generally interested in those type of things that you may not put out into the world right away. It's also a rebellion of sorts against the traditional dating apps in scene. So let's bring in our guest host tonight, Lois Cook, professional football player and content creator.
Woo-hoo!
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
How things go on the 7 o'clock?
Amazing.
How things
It was
go
so
on the
much
2
fun.
o'clock?
Oh, so much fun.
You've had a busy day.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we are talking about,
I'm here for it.
And I know you just talked about this on the 7 o'clock, freak matching. Matching my freak.
Yes.
Do you like this or not?
I love it and I hate it because, I'm obsessed with football, right? So I need somebody that, kind of gets me in that realm. But like I was saying earlier, if we both like to spend a lot of money, that's not a good thing. We'll be like in financial crisis. Even though we're matching outfits, we'll be in financial crisis. So it depends.
It's a slippery slope.
It is.
You need
I love
to
it and I hate
complement
it.
each other. This is a little bit about what we talked about last week. So here's my follow-up question to that. If you find someone that you think can match your freak, at what point in the newly forming relationship is it okay to let that freak flag fly?
Well, it depends. Is it problematic or not? You got to give it a few months to see
Let's say it's not. Let's say it's not problematic. It's just unique.
Yeah, then you give it a few months to make sure you're meshing with it. I don't know, guys. This is
it's tough. David's in the Lion Zoom room. David, welcome back to what was the show? Do you like it or not? Thanks so much for joining us.
You're welcome, Chris. Thank you for having me.
David, what would you say if you were looking for someone to match your freak? What would your freak be? Keep it clean.
Oh my God.
Keep it clean. Keep it clean. This is just what makes you unique.
Reading
this is the
books.
thing that
Reading books, Chris.
Reading
That's
books.
my freak.
okay.
Okay, and at what point in searching for that soulmate would you want them to know that is, just part of who you are?
Yeah, as soon as possible. As early as you can, let people know who you are, the better. The risk that you run is sharing too much too soon and running into someone that doesn't like that.
Yeah.
Things end quickly.
But on the other hand, you don't want to necessarily hide who you really are and present this entirely false version. You want to put your best foot forward, obviously, but you
True.
don't necessarily. Yeah, exactly. All right, I see we have a new face in the Line Zoom room. Ken, Jerome in the Line Zoom room. Jerome, thanks for joining us. Where are you watching from?
DC.
All right, well, welcome to the show. We're talking about matching my freak. This is apparently important to Zoomers, but when do you think it's the right time to really show who you truly are? Do you just put your best foot forward and then hope they love you for who you are?
Oh.
All right, I think we lost them. All right, in the meantime, let's move on. We'll move on to our next story. And speaking of matching, take a look at this headline from from the Washington Post earlier today. Your single friends have a plea. Set them up. Setups aren't new, but they feel borrowed from a time when people fell in love in an ice cream social instead of experiencing the sinking feeling of re-downloading Hinge for the 16th time. So Lois, have you played matchmaker for anyone? Do you like the idea of being a matchmaker? Or would you like, if you were single, someone to set you up?
I like the idea of it. I think I like the authentic, nature of it. I personally don't really like dating apps. I feel like you gotta kind of meet somebody naturally, even though I feel like setting up is not always natural either.
It
it's definitely
always work,
staged
for sure.
But I do like that idea. I think your friends might know you well and say, oh, I can see somebody who might compliment you, and then put that together. So I like it.
Yeah, we put this one in our broadcast channel a little earlier today, so I do want to get to some of those comments that we got. So Kathleen says, I have to thank my best friend, my sister, who set me up with my now husband. At the same time, his brother, also his best friend, was helping to match us as well. The rest is history. I would love to pay it forward someday. And that is my sister-in-law, and she is talking about me because we were working behind the scenes to set up my brother and Kathleen. So earlier I said that I had never set anyone up, and I have to retract that because I did, and it was successful.
Nice.
So I'm batting 1,000 so far.
I love
Christina
this.
says yes and no. I like it for an introduction, and then we can see where it goes with no expectations. A friend played matchmaker with me and Eddie, and they have been together for 25 years, so again, another success story. Shayla says, trying to play matchmaker now, wish me luck. So we are wishing you luck.
Good luck.
Freddie says, I'd rather meet someone naturally, not playing the matchmaking game as a setup. I'd rather get to know the person first. Patty says, no thank you. Lovely Shell says, I'd rather meet the person on my own terms to see if there's a connection or not. And Pretty Wealth 25 says, a flat out no. So let's see what Allison thinks. Allison, welcome to the Lion Zoom room.
How you doing?
Yeah, the hair is looking great, by the way.
Gorgeous.
I'm trying to match the leaves in the fall.
So do you like the idea of playing matchmaker for someone or someone playing matchmaker for you?
Oh, I feel like I'm great at doing it for someone else. I'm a very good judge of character, and I could read people pretty good and understand people's likes and dislikes. But for me, absolutely not. Because I really get into people's psyche, and I'm deep into trying to see how that person is. So I would rather just find someone on my own and feel, if that's what I wanted. I don't want it, but if I were to date somebody, that's how I would do it.
Have you ever successfully played matchmaker for anyone?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
I see. I'm not sure what that. David was giving us one of these, so I'm curious whether he likes the idea of playing matchmaker or you think it's a recipe for disaster. Because if you're trying to set two people up and it doesn't work, then are you kind of have you screwed yourself?
Potentially, if things are a disaster, yeah, you could be held responsible. I was thinking though, have I successfully set someone up? And I haven't tried to set too many people up, but I've pushed some girls towards a really nice guy, and that's like his downfall. That's girls don't like the guys that are too nice.
Okay.
But so I don't think that worked out, but I did same guy. I did push him in the right direction relationship wise to get over a personal hump he had.
Okay.
So I take some credit for helping a friend out.
All right. Well, there you go. You guys can let us know how you feel about this over on our broadcast channel, or you can jump in that YouTube comment section, whether you like the idea of setting people up or whether you've ever been set up successfully. All right. Next up, though, let's talk about the new dad who divided the internet with his marriage proposal, because it's where he did it. He did it in the delivery room minutes after his now fiance gave birth to their first child. Now, let me just say, obviously I said his now fiance, so she did say yes, so she was okay with this, but a lot of people on the internet had some mixed feelings about it. He had some help from the hospital staff who dressed up the newborn in a onesie that said, "Mommy, will you marry Daddy?" while he got down on one knee next to her hospital bed. She was a little confused for a minute, but once she realized what the onesie said and what was happening, she said yes. The hospital posted the special moments on their Instagram page, and like I said, the internet, the comment section, a little mixed on this one. One person wrote that while it was sweet, do not propose to me after I've just done the hardest physical thing ever. Others said they wouldn't have minded maybe celebrating 2 special moments instead of combining it into one. So Lois, popping the question after popping out a baby. Do you like this or not?
Okay. I like this for them. I do. I really do. I think it's sweet. It's thoughtful. He was clever with it. Got the hospital staff involved. That's how you do it. I don't know if I would really. I mean, depends. Like, are you on meds? Are you like? How did the baby come out? Like, was it complicated? You know, those kind of things factor in too. I'm not sure that I'd be ready for that mentally.
Yeah.
But I think it's sweet. I think it's great. And they obviously know each other enough to know that was
exactly.
that
Exactly. And obviously there was some thought put into it too. And no matter how you propose, putting some thought into it, I do appreciate that. Allison, what do you make of this? I like it for thee, not necessarily for me.
Yeah, I think it was a cute little idea, and it will definitely have a story that they can talk to the child about when they get older. That will be fun. And like Lois said, you have to know the person, because some people might want to have their nails, their face look in a certain way in that moment. But this is another thing too, and Chris, I want to let you know this. As much as your spouse loves you when they're giving birth, there are moments where they may hate you and tell you, what if that would have happened? And then they could have ended up not even being engaged, because you go through a whole mental thing. You turn into an exorcist sometimes when you're giving birth. So it's crazy.
This is true.
Yeah, well, you guys are really selling me on this experience. I've got a few months to go.
I gotta tell you one more thing, because when my 3rd child, I broke all the blood vessels in my face by trying to push him out, right? And so, like, my face was beet red. I don't want any pictures of my proposal.
Yeah, that was the other thing I was going to say. They went viral in the process, and if you're going to have a viral, proposal, I really think you need to make sure that all parties involved are okay with it. Yeah, she did look good. All right, let's talk about boundaries now. This is kind of a natural progression into this next story. They're important, especially at work. One person is going viral, though, thanks to the boundaries that they are setting with their work email signature. And you see it right there. This was posted by someone else who commented, screenshot it, and then posted it. The European curator's signature said, quote, "I check emails on Tuesdays between 4 and 6 and Wednesdays from 1 to 6. If your matter is time sensitive, please resend your email with urgent in the subject line." So Lois, setting email boundaries. Do you like this or not?
Chris, I love this.
Yeah.
I'm changing my email signature today. I don't like the idea of only having 2 days to answer emails, but if you're like me and you're on the go all the time, I'm not, behind a desk. I can't check my emails every single second. I want people to have that level of expectation. Now, if you work a 9 to 5 sitting behind the desk, don't put that in your email. Yeah. You don't have much excuse. But for me, I'm either on the football field, I'm working out, or I'm here with you, right? So I can't answer my emails at all times. I like that they specify, put urgent in the subject line to make sure that, if I can see it say urgent, I'll jump in. But I love this. Absolutely.
So I want to bring David in. David, let me know if you like this or not, first of all. But second of all, like, what I do like about it is that during those hours, I could give my full attention to those emails, hopefully. As of right now, which is what I do, which is just like, as they come in, I scan it real quick and make like a triage decision, basically whether it is worthy of my attention or not. So I know I miss emails, and I know I'm one of those people that has thousands of unread emails.
My basic answer is, I think it's all right if you're more reasonable with your hours. I mean, just like 2 hours a day, you know, for even if it's personal stuff, I think you can do better than that. Definitely work. You need to be available the majority of the business day. But what you reminded me, Chris, if you're one of these people, I remember I used to have this friend back in college who I happened to see her log into her email, and she had like 500 unread emails. Woo. I couldn't imagine it. How much information? What if the $1 million prize is out there, Chris? It's in one of those unread emails you're not going to get to. How can you live with yourself?
I'm going to hope that maybe someday one of those like government websites that tells me I have missing money will track me down and let me know, but I am not going to go back in my email. I know people, and you know, this is a whole different debate of whether you have like the zero inbox, every single thing is read and deleted, or whether you just let them pile up. And
personal email is about 30,000, but my work email, no, it's all cleared out.
Well, yeah, I couldn't even tell you how many unread emails I have. All right, this next one, we're going to stick on this theme, kind of, but this next one involves parents, but it really applies to anyone who has ever been invited to anything. And the question is, how much is too much information when it comes to invitations? One mom stirred up this debate after sharing her kid's birthday party invite. That birthday party invite included an FAQ section on the back with things like, are siblings invited, or will there be food? She even had QR codes on it with a wish list for gifts, while insisting guests were not expected to bring gifts. So Lois, when it comes to invitations, is more information better?
Okay, I don't like this at all. I feel like it's way too much for an invitation, but I get why she did it, because she doesn't want to field all those questions. People are going to come, even if you put the date and time, somebody's going to ask you, what day is it? What time is it? But I just
send me a reminder.
But honestly, to receive that and I'm already overwhelmed. I don't want to read the whole thing.
Yeah, I'm a little split on this one. Allison, do you like the idea of the more the merrier when it comes to information? This frequently asked question. I mean, because you know as well as I do, and exactly like you said, you're going to get 50 text messages from people saying, "Is it okay if I bring, another child? Do I need to bring anything?" Well, all those. Do you like this or not?
Actually, I love that, because this will also keep more people from having to call me and ask me questions, so I can prepare for the party and get ready. And I'm just like an overload of information. Like if I get invited to some place, I like to know exactly like who the audience is, what kind of people are there, so I'll know, how to conduct myself, or I might want to change my outfit based on the situation. So I think there's never too much information. Give me all.
All right. Is Jerome back? Did we manage to get Jerome? Jerome, welcome back to the show. So when it comes to these sort of invitations, do you like the idea of having all the information you need in one place this way?
Actually do.
You do, yeah. So here's the other thing when it comes to invitations, especially if they're online. Don't hide the guest list. I want to know.
No, you're being nosy, Chris.
I want to know who RSVP'd yes, and I want to know who RSVP'd no. So just keep that.
Is your RSVP going to change based on the guest list?
Sometimes.
Oh, see?
Sometimes maybe. I don't know. It's the sort of thing where, if I'm I don't know. That's a whole different
Never mind.
topic. Okay, let me just say, if I know it's just going to be like friends who are invited, then I'm happy just to go and, whatever it is. However, if like I know I'm going to end up, it's more of like a work party for you and you invited friends as well, and I know I have to do a lot of small talk and things like that.
That's valid.
It might be a little bit different. All right, let's talk about parking in Washington, D.C. now, because anybody who lives, works, or visits the nation's capital know that it can be interesting. Right? Is that a fair way to describe it? But now some big changes could be on the way, and they could impact anyone just wanting a ride share as well. You don't have to even have a driver's license for this to impact you. But today the DC Council held a hearing on new technology that would use cameras instead of parking meters. So think like Easy Pass instead of stopping at a toll booth. The goal is to make street parking more automated, streamlined, and cut down on people double parking. Basically, if you pull into a smart loading zone, instead of having to take out your phone, open up an app, and pay for how long you think you're going to be in that spot, the camera scans your license plate. So if you stay under 15 minutes, it's free. If you stay longer, you're automatically charged. This is being tested in Navy Yard right now. The idea is to charge people only for how long they use the parking spot, but it also may discourage double parking if delivery and rideshare drivers know they won't be charged for a quick stop. So they can pull into an actual parking spot instead of just throwing the flashers on directly in front of you while you're trying to park in that spot. So do you like this or not?
I am tired of all the cameras and all the automated stuff. If you catch me parking there with your own two eyes, that's fair and square, write me a ticket. But if you didn't see me with your own two eyes, I'm staying there. No, I think I get the reason why behind it, and I think that's, a smart move to make, just to get the flow going. I just feel like there's circumstances that are nuanced, like for human interaction rather than automated. So like if, I don't know, maybe I'm walking my elderly grandmother in a building and I just need an extra minute to get her inside and get back to the car. You don't see those types of things, but more cameras.
Yeah, more cameras. David, do you like this idea of trying to streamline the parking process?
I do generally like it. I think enforcement is good for everybody because people that are parking crazy and blocking parking spots are bad news. But I don't think that's the biggest problem DC has with this parking. There's a lot of confusing where you can park and when you can't at certain times, like around GW Hospital area, GW University Hospital. I've gotten a couple tickets around there, paying what I was supposed to do, but then I ended up getting a ticket because the parking rules changed at 6 o'clock and it's not clear on the signage.
Yeah.
I think that's a bigger problem.
100% accurate. And
Yeah.
they're taking away a lot of spots. And then don't even get me started. And I know I could enrage a lot of people if I start bringing up the bike lanes and the protected lanes, and then it takes away parking spots, or you have fewer parking spots because I get if they're trying to make it easier. I get if they're trying to discourage the double parking and people having to cross the double yellow line, but they would need to do so much more than just this. If you've ever been along 9th and U Street, for example, where all of the Uber Eats and other, rideshare and delivery drivers park in the median of the street, so that it's a nightmare. It's an absolute nightmare. So I respect the attempt, but I don't think it's going to work. All right, guys, keep the comments coming on all those stories and more. We'll have much more on the other side of the break. We'll also check the comments on the other side of the break. Coming up next, though, check your closets. You could have T-shirts worth thousands of dollars. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to Do You Like It or Not on this Thursday night. It's Throwback Thursday, so we're going to dive right into some throwback concert t-shirts. So you might want to check your closet because those old concert t-shirts could be worth big money. A vintage shop in Thailand, so you also have to travel, says a buyer paid $27,000 for a faded black shirt featuring rapper Nas and lyrics from his 1996 hit If I Ruled the World. In recent years, a vintage Grateful Dead t-shirt from 1967 sold for $17,000 at an auction. Retailers say they have also seen a surge in interest for 90s band memorabilia like Korn, Limp Bizkit, Blink-182, and Oasis for a lot of different reasons ranging from sentiment to the shirt's design. So Lois, I know you said earlier you like expensive clothes, but you're not necessarily throwback concert t-shirts. But what concert did you maybe go to back in the day that you might have had a throwback merch?
Well, I remember because there was only one.
Okay.
I didn't go to very many. Boys to Men.
Oh, that's a great
And
one.
right now, I have no idea where that shirt is, and I'm mad. I like. Can I get at least like maybe 2,000 for
Yeah,
it?
I mean,
I feel like I gotta go to like a thrift store and go like search for.
see what people
concert
are kind of
shirts.
searching for. I'm curious what Allison would have of a throwback. What throwback concert merch might you have in your closet?
Oh, I don't have throwback, but you know who I have on a shirt, Chris. Just take a guess.
Ha! Talk to me. Tell me.
You know it's Beyonce.
Beyond. Did you wait in that merch line? Jim called that, by the way. He was over here telling me.
Okay, see, Jim is my friend. He knows me.
I
No,
did-
I have one where Beyonce's sitting on the Capitol, and I feel like about 50 years from now, when Blue Ivy is president, that shirt is going to be worth a lot.
Yeah, that's actually that is an excellent call. Yeah, but I'll be honest with you, the line that I saw for those T-shirts, and now knowing that they're anyway. Also, you had to pay a fortune just to get those shirts because they were not cheap. So they better appreciate and value. Guys, I got one more story I want to get to. I teased it earlier. Do you like red wine?
I do.
Do you like ice cream?
I do.
Do you like them together?
No.
Do you like them combined? Probably not then. But apparently combining the two fan favorites is a hot new thing on TikTok.
wow.
And believe it or not, critics say it's actually pretty good. Fans say it's the perfect balance of boozy, creamy, cold, and rich. I don't know if I changed your mind, but would you give this a try?
Chris, I'm a little sold right now. That looks pretty good.
I was shocked.
I'm not really a wine drinker, and I'm not really an ice cream eater, but I like both.
Because she's so in shape.
Sometimes, but that looks pretty good.
It did look pretty
I
good.
might have to try that tonight.
I'm a little surprised it wasn't chocolate ice cream because I feel like red wine and chocolate pair very well together. We got a new face in the Lion Zoom room. Ken, where are you watching from? Stand by. We're going to get you in here in the last minute. Ken, where are you watching us from?
I am in Sterling, Virginia.
Sterling, Virginia. Ken, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm glad we got you in. You didn't have your camera on for a while, so, we were keeping an eye on you.
I realized that. I said, I saw everybody with the camera on. I said, I better turn mine on.
Ken, do you like red wine? Do you like ice cream? And do you think that these things should be combined?
I love butter pecan ice cream. I can't see myself putting red wine in it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, I'm more of like an affogato. I will go with like the espresso poured over some vanilla ice cream. Allison, how about you? Red wine and vanilla ice cream.
I would never think to put it together, but I will try it.
Yeah, okay. I mean, it's kind of like an adult version of a float, I guess. David, you get final say on this one.
Well, I'm not a big drinker. It looks delicious. I'm wondering what Freddie thinks on it, though.
Freddie, you in there?
So I'm right here.
Freddie, what do you think? Red wine and vanilla ice cream. Do you like it or not?
No, I'm not gonna have that. There's no way I'm gonna eat that.
What if it was chocolate ice cream instead?
If it was chocolate ice cream, I'm okay with it. But if it comes with wine, no.
Yeah, I'm still gonna keep
And
them
hi,
separate.
Lois, how are you today?
Hi, what's up, Freddie?
I'm good. Watched you at the Take It 2 earlier.
Thank you.
Freddie, our most loyal fan. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, everyone, for joining us in the Lion Zoom room. Thank you to producer Jim. Thank you, Lois, for joining us.
Thank you.
We'll be back with Tony P, 9 o'clock, live zone, prime time. In the meantime, we'll be back tomorrow night, same time, same place, 7:30. Thank you, guys. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow.